Hi.
Good evening and welcome to another Slice of Pie. This is episode 4. Guys, we are so glad that you're here. So listen, as normal, we have little conversations before we join. We kind of join in these sessions. We are glad you're here. This is Slice of Pie. This is our Thursday teen edition. I'm Shelly Jeffcoat,
And
and
I'm
this is
Isabella Jeffcoat.
that's my co-host, and we're so excited that you're here. So for those of y'all who are in the room live, go ahead and drop in the chat a comment on how your day was and how things are going for y'all. So listen, I was a little bit thrown off, if I'm honest, because we played this really nice music in the background, and I want to like pump it up and turn the music up, and we've been discussing why the music level needs to be low, I guess, so y'all can hear us. So that happened right before we got on the call, and as mother daughter, I feel like I should have won the argument. But Isabella, you don't think so? You don't agree?
No, not at all. No, it's not. It's not my issue.
It's not your issue.
All right. You want to turn it up, then you turn it up. But if people can't hear me, that's your fault.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So welcome. All right. So first thing I want to do is ask how your week was. We've had a really good week, so week over week. This past weekend, we had an opportunity to, I was a keynote speaker at an event, the women's event, and Isabella was there. So we got a chance to meet some really amazing women who are, just really strong, positive. Some of them are entrepreneurs in their own right. So Bella, how did you think that went? The women's, it was a women's connected event. We actually spoke at an organization called the Drake House here in Georgia. If y'all are familiar with the Drake House, I want to give them a quick shout out. The Drake House was hosting and part of my day job, what I do. We were kind of co-hosting an event there. So how do you think it went, Bella?
I think it went really, really well. It went really, really well. I think we did pretty well. We did pretty well.
We did really.
I did pretty great. No, it was really fun. I was a lot more comfortable than I thought I was gonna be. Mom did a great job as a keynote speaker.
Thank you.
Yes. It was great.
Yeah. I think one of the things that since we're on Teens Night, one of the things that I challenge teens to do is to become comfortable, speaking in front of different audience sizes. So whether even if it's among your friends, just get really comfortable with being able to just stand up and speak about whatever, but just practice that. The second thing I wanted to do was I wanted to give a shout out. So earlier today, I was so excited I was able to present to the summer team program and for a group of kids in Boca Raton, Florida, and we went through the Learn Coach Model workbook, and that was so cool. So I want to give a quick shout out to all the teens that were in the session earlier today. It went very well. It's all about teaching kids how to identify what their values are, and we talked a lot about how you build your own brand, which you obviously need to do even as a high schooler and moving into college. So a huge shout out to the kids that were in the Summer Teens program. Thank y'all for your support. I hope you enjoy the books. And then so Bella, I guess I'll turn it over to you for Hello Beautiful, Hello Handsome. You want to kick that off?
Yeah, sure. So Hello Beautiful for this week is my best friend Evelyn.
Woohoo! Woo woo!
I've known her since we were in kindergarten.
Yes.
Known her since we were in kindergarten. We were forced to sit next to each other on the bus, and we just started talking, and we became best friends. I love her so much. She's my best friend. She knows pretty much everything about me.
Okay, so that was your hello. So okay, so my hello beautiful, hello handsome. I probably should have said it. It's for the summer team program, the summer team group in Boca Raton. So I'm like all of it. I think there were 18 kids. So just a huge hello beautiful, hello handsome to all of y'all. I'm so proud of you. You know, keep it moving, keep it going, and that's my thing. So let's move into what we're talking about. What are we talking about this week?
Uh, we are talking about self love and self expression.
Okay, okay.
So we
So
will be
what
going
about it?
into the different ways to express yourself because sometimes it can be hard to find different
Okay,
ways to do so. The importance of and the importance of both self love and self expression.
okay. All right. So go ahead, kick it off.
Yeah. So um, obviously, sometimes it can be really hard to express yourself, especially if you don't really know what you're into, what you want to do. Like, it can be really hard to find outlets, especially if you feel like there's no one to talk to. Um, it can be really difficult. So there are a lot of different ways to do so. There are a lot of different ways to, um, let your feelings out if you're not able to like talk to someone about it, or if you don't want to talk to someone about it, then you can let them out in many different ways. You can write about it. You can sing about it. You can dance. You can make music. You can listen to music. There are a lot of different ways to express how you're feeling through art and music and writing and dancing and all of these different things, so that you can let your emotions out. Because if you build up your emotions, then how I always thought about it when I was little is, you would collect all your emotions in a little bottle, and
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't express your emotions, if you didn't talk to someone about it, if you just kept them bottled up, then eventually that bottle will explode.
Okay.
So think of, if you fill like a plastic water bottle, or like a plastic bottle with air, if you keep pushing the air in, eventually that bottle is going to build up so much pressure that
Yeah.
it's not going to, it's just going to explode. And that used to happen to me a lot. So, I found ways to express myself through writing music and listening to music. Um, and that helps, so I can feel my emotions instead of just like pushing them down, because that is a very important thing you have to do in order to really lead like a really healthy and happy life.
What does self love mean?
I think, to me, self love can be a lot of different things for a lot of different people.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always have to be, um, it's not always one singular thing. Like, it's different for everyone else. For me, it's at least like giving myself at least a little bit of time to actually like sit and think about emotions and things that are actually happening in my life, and to actually talk to someone about it, and
Yeah.
you know give myself time to actually process things that either have happened or are happening in my life, so that they're not all just like pressing down on me. So it's not like, so I can feel happier knowing that those emotions are, off my chest. And like, you don't always have to, like, it can definitely be hard sometimes to actually feel either that you are loved or that you love yourself. And sometimes it can be hard to like tell yourself that you love yourself.
Yeah.
At least for me, it's
Yes.
really hard to do so. So if I'm feeling something, or if like or if like I'm reminded of something traumatic that happened in my life, and it's just like it's too much. I have to talk to someone about it. I have to feel the emotions instead of just, oh well, I don't care that much, and then like pushing them down and not really getting to the bottom of why I feel like this, or why these things like make me feel any type of way. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I think was really hard about self love or love it. Well, love in itself is complicated, but self love, like it doesn't matter if there are people in your life telling you how much they love you. You have to believe it, and you have to love yourself. You're
Yeah.
not going to be able to receive love. It's going to be very difficult to receive love if you don't feel like you deserve it, or when it shows up, even yeah, just accept. You have to love yourself. Kind of have to love yourself first before you can even love others. It just is very hard if you don't actually love yourself, and actually even liking yourself even before before loving, just liking who you are, the skin you're in, the body you're in, all of that stuff, being okay with, who you are. So when you talk about express self-expression, and you talked about creativity, what about, what are some of the ways that kids who aren't, they're not singer, like, so you're very creative, so you're singing and you're writing, and you're it's being expressed, but what about kids who might have a harder time with self-expression? Like, what advice would you give?
Honestly, self-expression comes in many different forms. As I've said, doesn't always have to be a form of art.
Yeah.
Um, you can do it really. You can, as long as you're letting your emotions out and you're allowing yourself to feel your emotions, and you're
Yeah.
giving yourself a place or a way to truly, feel yourself, like feel
Yeah.
how feel your true emotions and how you actually feel. As long as you're doing that, then you can express yourself. As long as you're staying safe, you can
Yeah.
express yourself in any different way.
Yeah, this is such good advice too. It's not. I mean, this is the kind of advice that really doesn't matter what age you are. All of us have to deal with how we love ourselves. And there's a lot of people. There's a lot of folks talking about wellness, especially after COVID, right? A lot of discussions. A lot of folks talking about wellness and self care. So, like, even self care. What does self care mean for you?
Again, as I've said, self care, at least for me, it means taking time for myself and, um, you know, allowing myself to feel emotions and allowing myself to feel hurt and pain and heartbreak, and allowing myself to really like understand what's going through my mind,
Yeah.
and not like, oh, this is just like, no one cares, like it's fine,
Yeah.
um, allowing myself to at least to even to have people that care about me, and to like not push those people away, and to yeah.
Yeah, because then you won't have to worry about it. No one's gonna be around. No one's gonna be around to enjoy it. Okay, so all right, so we've got self love, we have self care, we have self expression, and obviously it all begins with us. Um, what are maybe some of the things that you do for yourself to kind of, or what are some of the things that you might say to yourself to help, keep you thinking positively, feeling encouraged? What are some of the things that you do to, changing your mindset?
So sometimes my brain will be like, oh, like say something negative about myself, and I'll just be like, that's not true. Like,
Yeah.
don't stop. Like, just stop. That's not true. Like, even if it can be really hard to do so. Like, it can be really hard, at least for me, to like stop those feelings, because I've had
Mhm.
that's been
Uh,
going through my head for a really really long time. So I have to try to stop it. Um, so it's just like telling yourself, like, even if you're not big on like affirmations, or like looking
yeah.
yourself in the mirror every day and like telling yourself things, even if you're not big on that, because I'm not. um you can still just like, if those like thoughts pop into your head, then you're just like, just say no, just like,
Yeah.
that's false, that is not true. uh
Yeah.
yeah.
I definitely want to do like a selfish plug really quickly on affirmations, because we do actually have P.I.E for Teens, which are affirmations that teens can use. It's a short, short, easy read, but it's a affirmations that teens can say to themselves to help them kind of retrain or train the way that they're thinking and what they're saying. Because as I always say, what we think becomes what we speak becomes our actions then become the results, right? So you can end up speaking death or life into your own situations. And so we have, again, P.I.E for Teens, and you can hit us on the website, learncoachmodelgroup.com or Amazon, and you'll be able to pick up that affirmation. Really, really, really cool book for teens to help you kind of talk through some of those. So, all right. So let me change the energy a little bit. I want to pick us up. I wanted to ask if you were, so, we're now coming towards the end of June, and I'm curious, like, you've been outside of school. And again, a lot of kids now we're outside of school and we're enjoying the summer fun and the hot. By the way, if you are where we are, and we won't tell you where we are, it is hot. Okay. Hot, HOTT, hot. So what are some of the things that you're doing to just enjoy yourself and relax and like take a breather from? So we talked about, self-love and self-expression, and this is also part of self-care, is just being able to just relax and breathe. Like, what are some of the things that you're doing?
Sleeping. Sleeping a lot.
Too late, y'all. I'm sorry. The people need to know. What do teenagers do? Teenagers want to sleep.
Yeah.
Teenagers want to
tired.
Yeah.
Y'all push us.
Yes.
We're children, man. We're children. And then you're like, no, what y'all do? What y'all do is only certain times are we children.
Well, yeah.
Only certain times are we children. When you want us to not do something, you're like, you're a child.
Yeah.
But then when you want us to do something, you're like, act like an adult. Choose one. I cannot be both.
Can't be both.
I do the same thing. I cannot be both. Choose one. Choose. What age am I? Am I 20 or am I 6? Choose one.
Oh my God. Okay. I know that. Tina said she's on to something. Tina, don't take her side.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point, because there is a certain level of, where a certain, I think we want you. Yeah, she's figuring it out. We want our teens, especially, maybe not so much preteens, but we want our teens to act more mature and even like mini adults, but at the same time, some of that trust that's required, like, you're just not, a lot of kids aren't there yet. So that's why, you can't, what we do for you, we can't do for another child, right? We have to, I'm backpedaling because we just got finished talking about self-love and self-expression and self-care. And I'm about to tell you, like, you just go do what your mom told you. Do what we said. Okay. Just do what we said. All right. So what else is on your plate? What else you want to chit chat about?
What do I want to chit chat about?
Do you have questions from grown-ups about how we manage self-care? How do we do self-expression?
How the stutter's coming out.
That's all right.
How
come on.
We're trying. We're getting there. How do
we manage self-love and self-expression?
Yep.
So it's the same as teens, right? So it all begins with me. I have to love myself. I have to be okay with am I boring you? This is alive, and she's yawning in the middle of my very
bodily function, and I can't control it.
Okay, got it. So it's the same. It's the same situation where you do have to, you kind of get to the point where you just appreciate even my flaws. I understand that I'm not perfect and no one's perfect. And I, kind of appreciate even the flaws that I have. That actually builds up my character, right? So I love me. I'm the only me there is. And I was like, hey, I believe I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That means I was made, intentionally, purpose to do some things on this earth and hoping that I'm getting them done. But yeah, it's self-love. It is the same situation that you talked about earlier about, as teens having to, say certain things. Yeah, Tina, saying spending quality time with yourself, getting to know who you actually are, what you like, and all that stuff. And then self-expression, I think it's the same as teens, is you got to figure out what the outlet is so you can release. So I think I'm a creative person. So sometimes my self-expression comes through what I wear. I know Tina, that's huge for her. By the way, she's one of my corporate partners, and please go on our website and check out EJ's budget styling. Okay, style on a budget. So we express ourselves creatively, but in order to do that and have confidence with that, we actually have to love ourselves. It start with yourself. So I think it's about the same. And then self-care, honestly, I think self-care has always been around, but because of COVID, a lot of us were not taking time taking care of ourselves. We were kind of caught up in all the stress from 2020 and 2021. And so we've shifted into prioritizing, meaning we put ourselves ahead, right? Making sure that taking care of ourselves is important. And so therefore now we're talking a lot more about self-care, but women in our family have always, they go get the hair done, the nails done, go get a massage. That's self-care, taking time for yourself, spending time with your family, shopping if you need to, whatever it is that you need to do to kind of pour back into yourself so that you can be a more restful, fun, lighter version of yourself. And then you can give back to others, the people who are in your life. So yeah, I think it's a lot like what you said that teens would do is reflective. And maybe hopefully you guys are learning because the grown-ups in your life are modeling that behavior, or you're learning, and healthcare is so important, and you're not hopefully you're picking up the good things and not the horrible lessons that a lot of us workaholic parents have kind of sown. So as you're thinking about, you've got all kids, I think, especially here where we are, you have maybe about a month and a half or so before school starts in August. We're in the South, so school starts early August. What are some of the things that you want to check off your list in terms of how you're taking care of yourself to make sure that before you go back to school, you feel like you're in a good space? You would have, the love's up, the love meter's up, you expressed all of that, but your self-care is all that. What is it you want to do before you go back so you feel like, oh man, I'm refreshed? And what advice do you give to kids who are kind of, in that same boat, trying to prepare for that?
I want to talk to my friends, actually spend time with them and see them in person, because I didn't get to do so last summer and the summer before that, and even before that, I wasn't friends with most of the people I am now. I didn't know them. I was in 5th grade, I didn't know them. So trying to spend time with my friends as much as I can.
That's quality. Yeah, that's quality time.
I talked about this on the last episode too, and the summer episode actually. Where spending time with your friends, especially in during long periods of not seeing each other.
Yeah, it's important.
It's important so you don't go stir crazy.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. So Bella, I don't think we have much else. Today is going to be a shorter episode because we hit on what we want to do. We definitely wanted to call out some folks, and we've done that. Check. We talked about, how our amazing weekend was. Check. And then we talked a lot about self-love, self-expression, and self-care. check. We'll let the people know that we've got a P.I.E for Teens affirmation book that's available on our site, so that, you know, hey, if you're looking for some good messages that your kids can, you teens can pick up. Again, it's really simple. It's really easy to use, and you know, it's on the site, and it's, you know, we'd love for you to check that out. Is there anything else before we close this out?
I don't think so.
All right.
I'm putting our website in the chat.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you for that. So yeah, so there's more information there. So we coming down, we wrapping it out. Oh, I love your shirt, Bella and Shelly. Your hours. You might want to spotlight that one. Thank you. You know, we got to come correct, and we doing.
Don't ever say that again.
That's the hippest thing I've said today, and I just.
From the 90s, mother. It's 30 years later.
But
30 years later.
You're lucky this is a teen one, and I have no ammunition I can use on this call. All right, we'll say peace out, Bella, and say thank you. Hey guys, come back on Tuesday for the grown-up session, and then next Thursday we'll meet up with y'all before we go on the upcoming 4th of July weekend.
You dancing is giving Snoop Dogg.
We tried to hold it together to have some serious topics.
Snoop Dogg
we really do.
You ever see those clips where it's just like Snoop Dogg dancing?
Yeah.
Like a 60-year-old. Like,
shout out to Snoop Dogg. Go ahead and share it with him. Thank you. Give him a hype. And for all you guys who are watching the replay, reach out to us. You know, if you got somebody, if you got some things you're going through, you just need some encouragement, or if you just want to say shout out and hi, let's do that. All right. So she thinks she's a comedian. All right. So say goodbye, Bella. Thank you, everybody. We'll catch you on the next. Bye. Thank you for watching. Like, love, share. Peace out.